Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Yes. You know we was.
We got a special guest today, super talented songstress representing Jamla Records. She's out there doing her thing. She just released a dope album last year, and we want to invite her to our podcast. We want to welcome our special guest today, Heather Victoria. Welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm happy to be here with y'all.
How are you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling rested. I'm healthy, so I'm grateful for that. Absolutely. And, just taking it one day at a time in this pandemic. So,
speaking of that, how you been spending this quarantine time? I mean, you can either do a lot of nothing or a lot of everything.
Right. I would say I'm in the in-between zone. I'm doing a lot of cooking, a lot of writing. I'm trying to do more reading, whether that's fiction or nonfiction for inspiration, watching movies, watching a little bit more TV than I usually do. So I've been enjoying a lot of different series and appreciating, the film and all of the things that are available for us to watch on Netflix. So,
you got it. Now I know different areas of the country have been affected more than others. So we're here in Delaware. Tell us how North Carolina, you're from the Raleigh area, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how that area has been affected by the coronavirus.
Statistically, we are still in a very low range of people having died from the virus. Unfortunately, there have been, a number of folks that have passed away. However, it's still very low. I think our governor did a good job as far as, shutting down the state when they did about a month ago. So I think that's helped us to keep the cases down. However, in Charlotte, which is about three hours south from here, I'm hearing that it's pretty bad, in comparison to everywhere else in the state. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
Charlotte more on top of each other.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Charlotte's a bigger city as well, so they're seeing a little bit more cases.
Okay. So what's one of the biggest during this time? And we got a lot of time to ourselves now, a lot of time to self-reflect. What's one of the biggest lessons that you learned during this down period, quarantine time, dealing with this pandemic?
For me, it's been a number of things, but what stands out the most, I would say, is just the importance of cooking at home and just appreciating, just making your food with love and not having to always go out. And, don't get me wrong, I miss going out to eat and everything, but I've also had the opportunity to cook more and to get better at it, so it's just like we need to cook more for the nourishment of our bodies, literally. So that's one of the things.
Okay.
Saving a lot of money, too, because I know I am.
Oh my God. I was like, what is going on? It's just been a whole shift in the budget. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just going to the grocery store, cooking at home. For the most part, I've ordered a few things, but it's been very rare. But I agree with you. Definitely been saving money. Right. And that's probably another thing that's I've seen as a value in this pandemic is learning, not only learning, but just revaluing what savings means.
Absolutely.
And the importance of having savings and being prepared for something like this to happen that we would never have seen coming. So, big time shift in the mindset of that importance of putting that money to the side. So, absolutely.
Well, I mean, so Wind Down Wednesdays. How did you come with that on the Instagram Live?
Well, I love wine. I love wine. I love red wine particularly. And probably sometime last year, I would just go live randomly. I'm not a big going live person, but I'm trying to get into it even more just to interact with my fans, people that like my music and, want to vibe with me just for who I am. Right. So every now and then last year, I would pop on live unannounced in the studio and I had my wine and I would just talk about different things that was going on in the week, different things that's going on with me, what's inspiring me to write. This was even before I put my project out. So even if it was just 100 or 200 people, I would feel like so appreciative of people popping in. And, you know, just branding it with the Wine Down Wednesdays, I can connect with people who do appreciate wine or who want to learn more about wine. So it's just my way of connecting with the fans and connecting with people who might not know me that much outside of the music. And just being in the pandemic, I was like, let me take this opportunity to bring that back and to, you know, just keep connecting with fans and also incorporating, you know, just background from what my album has to offer. So not only are we going to talk about like hot topics or things that I might want to know your opinion on about my album or what was inspired by the album, we're going to play some music too. You know what I'm saying? So I brought my brother in. He plays the keys.
That's dope.
His name is Howard. He's on Instagram to Give Him Soul. So he's a gifted musician. So just bringing him in, just only him. You know, we social distancing.
Right.
So just for the last couple of times, I brought him and him only. It's the only company I've had because I'm not playing with that. You know, we're not going to do a whole band thing, a big concert. Or
please don't. We see how that went. Please don't. We already see how we see how that's been going. we see how that's going for people right now. No bands.
No Teddy Riley aspirations at all.
no Teddy Riley band.
OG, it's too many folk over there.
He had his man dancing in the background.
He had a background dancer, DJ, drums.
That was a moment in time, though. As crazy as it was.
It was classic.
It was a moment in time. It's classic. It's something that we never gonna forget.
Gonna never forget it.
Because it was so black. It was so black. Like
Teddy wasn't ready for the 1-2 checkup, man.
Oh, that was hilarious. I've never seen nothing like it ever.
Say what I want. Listen, respect to the OG Teddy Riley. Thank you so much. These were laughs that I didn't even know that I So even though it didn't come out how it was supposed to come out or how we predicted it to, it happened how it happened, and it was just still beautiful. So we look forward to the next one. And I'll be waiting because I'm sure we'll be in quarantine still.
Absolutely.
And even if they do open outside, I will be inside for another month. So
yeah, right. At least 60 days past there.
About one more thing about the wine. What is your go-to wine?
My go-to wine is Merlot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Merlot. I like Cabernet as well, but Merlot is my go-to.
Okay,
so.
Cool.
I'm ordering some different stuff, so I want to enhance it a little bit more.
Take it to the next level.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I respect it.
I'm gonna have a mic. I'm gonna jazz it up a little bit, just so I can be a little bit more clear. We'll be back on the 29th. So,
like knowing it's gonna happen is a good thing, but I'm glad it happened because the memes are amazing.
Classic.
Like this right here is like. This is gonna last him at least a year. Like that Mike face lasts a long time. But
classic.
I ever seen the Mike face on Teddy face.
Wow.
They put the Mike face on him
already.
already.
Wow.
Me too. And I'm like, it's just he know he a legend.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
He know he a legend. And it's just like everything happened how it's supposed to happen. I'm sure on his end before Babyface came in, everything sounded wonderful. However,
I know they practiced that. I feel like they had practice sessions doing that already.
That's what I was about to say. If they had not had sound checks, they will be doing that going forward.
I feel like they already did.
500,000 people. That's 500,000 people.
Yeah,
so I'm just glad that they turning it something funny and the memes are going around because it's comedic relief. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like we're disappointed, but we're laughing our asses off.
And he told 500,000 people to wait a half an hour. That was funny to me. That was funny to me in itself.
Just like a black uncle. I don't give a damn what time it is. Let me get my crew straight. We gonna get back in 30 minutes. And OG Babyface was like, I'm going to bed and I'm done with tonight, but we'll be back.
In less than 30 seconds, that thing went down to 330,000. I was like, God.
It was getting late. I was like, Babyface is not coming back. He gotta go to sleep.
Teddy, can you hear me? Teddy?
I don't know
Teddy.
if people outside of the black community who are not aware, or if you're too young to understand the power and the essence and the king who is Babyface.
Absolutely.
Like if Michael Jackson was still out, like this is upper echelon level of legend you got going on. So for him to be on Instagram at all was enough for me.
It took him a while to get on too.
No, it's just me over here practicing social distancing. It's
Look,
just me.
Ain't nobody argue with him. Ain't nobody say shit. Everybody was like, respect.
Right.
Respect.
He by himself in the studio, half dark.
I don't even think he know how to use the Instagram.
It took him a while to get connected. They're like, we got to get Babyface on there, and he by himself. He don't got no team.
He's
over
calling
there.
his grandparents.
It just go ahead. It just to show like the level that he is. Because when Teddy came out, I was like, that's gonna be his issue. The New Jack Swing and all that. Like, that's gonna be an issue. He put up a glass of wine and said, "This is to my ladies." And played 2 occasions, and it was over.
I was like, this is how we starting out.
It was a wrap.
It went
was a
downhill
wrap already.
It was a wrap. Wow. So back to you, Heather. You just how was your experience going across the country, being a part of the A Woman Created This tour? That was dope.
It was beautiful. My first national tour.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you. And to have gone on it with my big sister Rhapsody was
Shout
amazing.
out to Rhapsody.
You know, she's been on several tours, and I learned so much from her. You know, just at sound check, how to maneuver and how to do things a certain way to get things done. You know, just little things that I was just so appreciative of having her there with me for my first national tour.
That's dope.
Outside of that, it was really, really special to meet with my fans who had already been hip to my music, and to also make new fans. You know, I'm an R&B and soul act, so it was a great balance from what I've heard from the feedback of people who attended, that they enjoyed having a soulful act and then having the bars and the hip hop. So it was fun. I was just so upset we couldn't get the last show in Raleigh because of COVID.
The hometown, that sucks.
Absolutely. We was almost home. We made it to North Carolina. We performed in Charlotte. And right before the show, we found out that the governor had put down an order.
Wow.
Yep.
Right for the home. Oh, that was going to be crazy too. All the hometowns going to come out. That's going to be crazy. The family.
Yeah,
they still going to come out.
Come, your family come, your friends.
Sound like you was going to be Teddy in your city. You was going to be super extra.
Oh, we was going to go all the way up. But you know what? It's all good. We're going to come back whenever the time is right.
Right. Absolutely.
That's dope. Now you making songs in the studio and then performing on stage is different. So, like, what's your goal as like a performer when you get on the stage?
My goal is to I want the people in the audience to leave and remember the connection that we had. Not only do I want to entertain, but I want to connect with the audience. I want to connect with everyone who's listening, and also just, you know, for me to be relatable. You know what I mean? I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the song means. And, you know, I just want to live in your speakers when you leave, and in your heart, and just know that I made an impact on your life, even if it was for 20 minutes. So
that's dope.
But besides dope and amazing, how would you describe yourself as an artist?
I would say soulful, unique, black.
Black. You like black. You like the blackness. I can hear it.
Absolutely. To the core. You know, those are the 3 things that come to mind. Soulful, unique, black. Rhythm and blues to the core. Jazzy.
Okay.
And fun. Yeah.
Right. When did you first discover your love for singing?
Discovered a love for singing way back in the day. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite songs growing up was Nothing Has Ever Felt by Rochelle Farrell and Will Downing.
Okay.
And just performing that song in my daddy's car.
How old was you then?
Like, I was probably like 7 or 8 years old.
Okay.
So my mom's a singer. I fell in love with music and theater at a very young age. She is a singer presently, but in her day, she did her thing. She played in a cover band that went international, did shows.
Dope.
She also did a small theater in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
So as a young kid, you know, I was just in the theater, in the wings, being inspired by her and her crew. And, you know, just Once Upon This Island, lots of things. So I've just always had a love for entertainment, you know, based off of my mom doing her thing. And then my dad, he's a former jazz musician and playing saxophone.
Both sides.
Yeah.
And my grandfather is as well. Yeah, so it's definitely a deeply rooted love for music.
Did you have was it like a defining moment where you realized like this is what I want to actually do for a living, like a career wise, like singing? Was it like a moment that you had, or you just always knew?
I always had an idea. I did not always know or have confidence that it could be possible because I'm from North Carolina and I grew up in Eastern North Carolina, and you know, no one from where I'm from made it besides maybe a few people here and there, whether that's in acting or music. So it was just never something that was realistic to me or being possible until I went to college and I met different creatives, literally people who inspired to do things creatively in their career. And once I met Ninth Wonder in 2009, in 2010, early 2010, that was my defining moment in feeling like I had a chance to make it a career possibly. That was my first time having the opportunity to record consistently. And it was probably after I put out my first project and I was featured on a David Banner song, and then quickly was asked to go to perform on the Monique show. That's when I felt like, okay, this is something that I could do. This is something that if I put my mind to it, I have people who have been in the game who have won Grammys believing in me and saying that you have something special. So it was then that I understood that I could, you know, possibly make a career out of it. And it's a reminder of how much power there is in people who speak life into you and who believe in what you have in your heart. So I was like 19 or 20 around that time.
Wow. Now you talked about meeting Ninth Wonder. Describe that moment, because this is in 2009, 2010. I'm sure he's big in North Carolina at this point, and what he was able to do with Little Brother, and then producing for Jay-Z and all Destiny Child and a whole bunch of other people. Right. So how was that moment meeting him and getting down with his camp?
Meeting Ninth Wonder I was blindsided because, like I said, I'm from Eastern North Carolina. I didn't really even know about all of the things that he had accomplished.
Wow.
He was my teacher first.
Whoa, wow. Okay.
I am a graduate of North Carolina Central University.
Okay.
And I took one of his classes, which was the history of hip hop in 2009. That was one of my electives.
That's dope. And
he was, like I said, one of the professors. And my first impression of him was a producer / professor who is teaching us samples and
That's
where
dope.
These samples came from and where they ended up in hip hop. So as I, you know, just navigated through the course, probably within 3 or 4 weeks, word on the street started to hit me. Word in the cab started to hit me. you know who Ninth Wonder is, right? And I'm like, nah.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I just learned as I went, and you know, all of what he had accomplished, because he's a super duper humble person. He's from North Carolina. You know, he's just a Southern guy. So, you know, nothing about him made me feel like he was Hollywood or nothing like that. So I did my own research, and along with him being a producer who had done a lot of wonderful things, he also was in charge of helping to run a studio on campus at the time. So make a long story short, I had recorded a couple demos back home in Eastern North Carolina, and I probably had 2 songs on the CD. And I asked him over and over again if it was okay that I could come and play some of my music and just ask him, what his opinion is or whatever. Give me some tips of pointers of which direction I should be going in. I didn't have no intention of becoming signed. I didn't know he had a record label that he was getting ready to put together at the time, nothing. So he gave me a time and a day to come by. I played my demo and he loved it. The producers in the building loved it. And he just asked me, he was like, what do you want to do? And I said, you know what? I'm 19. I don't have nothing going on besides class. All I want to do is record. I don't have opportunity to record because I have to go back home, which is like over an hour away. So he was like, just come here. I'm going to give you a couple beats and we'll just go from there. We literally just kept working and that was all. It just never stopped. So for the last 10 years, from that moment on, we just kept working and moving forward, dropping records.
Now, I want to salute Ninth Wonder, the whole Jamla Records, Rhapsody, because y'all the Rock Nation deal. Y'all got Delaware's own Young Guru a part of y'all team. So just the rise that y'all, because I kind of was following them from the beginning. So just to see the come up and the progression of the label and the artist, I think is super dope.
Thank you so much. I can't believe it's been over 10 years. It went by so fast, but it's like we still got a lot of work to do. Absolutely. And I'm happy for the foundation that we've set. Yeah,
that's dope, man. And then even Rhapsody, how she's grown. I was telling people about Rhapsody years ago. I'm like, she's a problem. And now for her to finally start to get the shine, and now you can come in behind her, and then it's like, who next up? Now they see that it's dope product that Jamla has to offer. So I think that's amazing.
Absolutely. We got a gang of a whole roster of fitters. I'm the only singer. So, we've got GQ. He's from Oakland.
GQ's dope. We met him at
Fillmore.
At the Fillmore. I'm mad that I missed the concert when y'all came to Philly, but the last time when she was touring for Layla's Dream, we caught the Philly concert and GQ was there and somebody else was with her. And we met them. They was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool. We met Rhapsody too, but we met GQ as well, and that was dope. And we missed this tour. We missed the Philly stop there.
Oh, it's all good. I'm sure we'll be back.
Yeah, hopefully. So hopefully sooner than later with this stuff going on right now. Now you mentioned Boutique Hotel that came out back in October of last year. Like, what was the creative recording process behind making that album? Is this considered your actual debut? Is this considered your debut or not yet official debut?
Well, my first project came out in 2010. It's an LP. It's called Victoria's Secret. We put out my second project. It's also an LP. It's called Graffiti Diary. And then after that, we put out an EP called Hip Hop Soul Lives.
Right.
A couple years after that, I put out a couple singles. It's called Drive Home and Summer Day. I had a project called Black Girl that didn't come out. We just started to work on different music ahead of Black Girl having been done. And the music that we started to work on sounded a lot better than what I had previously done. Okay. So it was something that didn't happen on purpose, but it was one of those things you just navigating through life in your journey, and creatively started to make even better music than what I was making before. Okay. Literally. So we put a pause on that project and went through a lot of stuff with working full time and transitioning out of that. So, sometimes artists go through shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's not always that we don't want to put music out or somebody's holding us back from putting music out. It's just literally life happens. And after I graduated from college, I was in a place where I was playing tug of war with myself. Who do I want to be? Who am I ready to be? You know what I'm saying? Am I believing in myself 1000% like I should? And the truth is I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me being honest, because I had one side of my family saying that you can do it, go forward. I know nobody's never done this in our family. it's not likely to happen for people who are from North Carolina, but I want you to go do it. And then another side was like, you're making a mistake.
Wow.
You're embarrassing,
Wow.
you know, us and yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some real life shit that goes on. And
embarrassing. That's a tough word right there. Embarrassing. Right? Wow.
And it's true, not only just for singers, but for creatives, period. And you never realize how much that can have an effect on your creative process, who you are as an artist. And it's like you're playing two sides of who you are. And it's completely possible to work your full-time job and do corporate America and be a creative. But when you're young and you have like this whole guilt thing on your mind about trying to please your family and make them proud versus want to do what I want to do and taking the long road and making a whole bunch of sacrifices that might not look like the cookie cutter version of who you want me to be, that takes a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I struggled with for a few years and leading up to the process of me making the album. And that is just a small description of what why I was absent for so long. So I took a moment to go through a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? A lot of figuring out who I am. And, you know, I came out of it. I wrote about it. A lot of what Boutique Hotel talks about is what I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not, you know, just the relationships, the corporate America, the type of issues I might have on my mental health based on working in that particular place that I was at. You know what I'm saying? Like, just growing.
Don't say no names. Don't throw them under the bus. No,
I ain't gonna say no names. They know who they are. They know who they are.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, but on a positive note, I started doing music full time in 2016, and you know, I've had the pleasure of getting to know myself as a whole nother human being. Having all my time to put towards this creative stuff. I started a small business and I did a lot of maturation. So this album talks about a lot of what I've been through in that process. Besides everything personally, it was a lot of fun making the album. A lot of instrumentation. Yeah. We started from the top. We did it on tracks. The production was wonderful. Crisis, Ninth Wonder, and all the models. Shout out to the
Soul Council.
Shout out to the Soul Council, Cash. Then after we laid all the songs down on the tracks, we had all of the musicians to come in and play over the songs. Okay. We wanted to be a instrumentation vibe, you know, like real music, real musicians. We had the bass, guitar, keys, drums, everything was live, and it was just beautiful. It came out wonderful. I'm happy with it.
Well, I'm glad you went through what you went through because that gave us this project. Right. I always live by the quote: your failures wasn't final or fatal, so they feed your future. So that's how you got this, going through all you went through. This is a hell of a vibe. This is like, this put me in the mood to be in like in a lounge like in DC with just the whole album like going. And another thing I thought of too, like I watched the Insecure show, and I'd be like, damn man, this is a dope song. Like, who is this? And this seems like it could be the whole soundtrack for an Insecure season. Like this is so dope. But the song like Never Felt, Didn't Know Ya, True Tribe, and One Love, some of my favorite joints on there. What are some of your favorite songs on the album? Like this song right here, that's my baby.
I would say Didn't You Know? It's real personal. It's deep. It's all about looking in the mirror and asking yourself, didn't you know that it's okay to walk away from things that don't serve you? Didn't you know that it's okay to love yourself before you love somebody else? It's okay to put your career first before you put somebody else's life and what they think of you first. You know what I'm saying? So that was like my life in transition between 25 and 30. It's just learning to put other people's opinions aside and just stay focused on what you want to do, and knowing that it might not always look beautiful and cookie cutter perfect at first, but once you put those distractions to the side, those opinions to the side, you can see things more clearly. Even if you are lonely sometimes, you can see things more clearly for what you have for your life. So that's what Didn't You Know is about. Also, One Love is just talking about literally one day. It was probably like 4 or 5 months after I got laid off from my job, and I was trying to decide, do I want to keep up my lifestyle of being happy in my 1-bedroom apartment and, you know what I'm saying, just having all this luxury and feeling comfortable, or do I want to make a couple sacrifices and get a roommate and, you know, sell some furniture and go for this full time right now while I don't have no kids and move home with my mom if I need to. You know what I'm saying? Even in my mid-20s, it was like, which one do you want to do? So after having made the decision that I wasn't going to go straight back to corporate America, it was like I woke up and had a whole new perspective of life. And that's what One Love is about. Literally, I open my eyes and I see things differently. Wow. So those two are probably a couple of my favorites besides Japan. Japan and Scandalous are my favorites when it comes to the instrumentation. The musicians got all the way off. So yes, it was like a genuine shed that happened. You know what I'm saying? Japan was, I think, the only track on the album that did not start off as a track first. Japan was literally started off from the homie Russell playing a guitar lick, and everybody in the room just kind of vibed off with that, and that's how it started. So, and that's how the album starts off. So, those three are probably my favorites, but I love all of them. It changes every week. So,
you got some classic samples in there, like the One Love production and Tribe. Was there any pressure, you know, dealing with those classics?
Classic joint.
No, everything just felt so like effortless. You know what I mean? Even with the Never Felt, with, you know, the Bryant McKnight sample, like everything was just so organic. So no pressure on those. If anything, the familiarity in it made it even better or even easier to feel when I was performing.
That's dope. So we're gonna get Nas on a remix?
I would love to. Go on and speak that in there.
and if he don't do it, you got a fellow. I can hear J. Cole on there for some reason. The whole
Carolina connection.
It just had Nas mad that he didn't get on there.
No, the album is incredible. It's a vibe, and I really like it. Really flows. It's like really like a mood that puts you in, man. And I think it's dope. Was it going? Because I remember when we even reviewed this album, one of the things I said, it was like, this is a very soulful album. Was it like an extra emphasis to bring the soul? Because even with the live instrumentation, you don't really see that today going on. Was it like an emphasis to bring back like the soul? Because it was a very soulful album.
Absolutely, it was intentional. My grandfather, he passed away in the early 90s, but he had a long career in playing jazz band, and he was one of the first. He was in the first naval band who were African Americans in World War II. Wow! So I found some old footage of him playing with Lou Donaldson, who's the legendary jazz musician.
Okay.
In the late 80s or early 90s, I'm not sure. But
hold on, you said you found footage?
Okay. Yes.
Wow. That's classic.
So before I started the album, I was going through a lot and just very sad and like not inspired because, you know, everything was just felt like it wasn't going right. You know what I'm saying? So I just stumbled upon some footage of my grandfather, my father's father. His name is Thomas Gavin, on YouTube. And he was playing at a small jazz club in the it had to be the 80s because he died in the early 90s. So it had to be the 80s, late 80s. He was even an older man then. But it was like him and Lou Donaldson were best friends. Wow. Like they grew up together in their 20s and 30s playing together. So I guess they got together in their older age and played together at this jazz club, and there's footage on YouTube. So I was just listening to it and being inspired by it. And I sent it to Ninth, and I was like, look what I found. And he was like, wow, that is just crazy. He was like, do you know who Lou Donaldson is? And I was like, yeah. But he was like, no, do you know who Lou Donaldson is? And I was like, I mean, I could probably learn a little bit more. So he called me to the studio. He played me all this stuff by Lou Donaldson. He was telling me how legendary he was as a jazz musician. And that alone truly inspired just the feel that Boutique Hotel has when it comes to live instrumentation. At that moment, we decided to purposely, we're going to do these tracks, but we're going to have the band to come and play it live. So it just feels like you're having an experience. We wanted people to feel like you said, you in DC, you in a space where you're vibing. Right. You know what I mean? So that's where it came from. Yeah.
That's super dope. What at the Boutique Hotel, is that actually a meaning behind that title, Boutique Hotel? Is that a particular meaning?
Yeah, so we wanted it to feel like an experience.
Right.
It's the perfect name because it resembles like a getaway, a vacation. So once you get to the end of the project, I want the listener to feel like you've been somewhere. So that's where the Boutique Hotel comes from. Nothing specific, as far as like it being a specific hotel or anything. Literally, just the music. It feels like we want you to feel like you've been on a trip and you just want to run it back. You know how you get home from your vacation, you just thinking about it. Damn, I gotta go back to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it comes from.
One of my friends has an online boutique, and she do like pop-up shops. And I was telling her about this album. I was like, we always looking for music to play. This is a good album. We might have to find a little edited version for Scandalous, but other than that,
yeah,
this is a hell of a vibe. But who are some of the artists that inspired you musically?
Inspiration, I would say hip hop soul, Mary J. Blige.
Dope.
Vocals, Shaka Khan, Tamia, Beyonce, Shantae Moore, Jill Scott, Toni Braxton, Anita Baker.
All legends.
All the black queens of soul and R&B for sure.
Like when I listened to it in the beginning, like Japan, and it wasn't the style, but like the riffs, I felt a little Erykah Badu-ish, and then it got away from that quick, but I felt it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Erykah Badu for sure.
You know it was dope.
Raised and groomed off of Erykah.
Absolutely. You know what was dope is when we reviewed that, and some people that haven't heard of you from up here was like, I'm going to check it out. And then they checked it out, and then they was like, it was dope. I thought that was real dope. It was like we was connecting people like, oh, you ain't heard about her. She's dope. Check her out. And then people that actually went and checked your album out, and then they was like, yeah, I like her. She's nice. I'm going to be up on her. So I thought that was dope, man. It's like connecting. It's like bridging the gap and connecting. You know, sometimes because we are in different regions of the country, until somebody is super duper popular, it takes that for people to see their talent, and we like to say, nah, she's dope or he's dope too. Catch them right now while they on the come up, right? So I think that's a dope process, man. That's what we like to do, connect the dots, man.
Yo,
I appreciate y'all.
Be honest with you, I don't even remember that episode for some reason. Like, I don't know if I wasn't here or whatever to review that one.
You may not have been.
But now that I heard it, I'm on it. On it.
The album is dope. Now we're gonna ask you a couple music questions to see where your head is at. Now we asked you who inspires you, but if we were to say just singers, it can be male or female, whatever direction you want to go to. If you just have five singers you could pick, what singers are you going with?
Dead or alive, right?
Dead or alive.
All right, we're going with Luther.
Woo!
I knew it was going there.
Luther, big Luther though.
Big
Luther with the Jerry curl. Come on.
We're going with Beyonce.
Okay.
We're going with D'Angelo.
Woo! Okay.
We're going with Jennifer Hudson.
Wow. Okay.
And
Luther.
we're gonna go with Tony Braxton for the alto twos in the house and the tenor ones.
Wow.
All right. So we got Luther. We got Beyonce. We got D'Angelo.
Jennifer Hudson.
We got Jennifer Hudson
and Tony Braxton.
All right.
Y'all know Jennifer Hudson about to shut down 2020, right?
Oh, what she got? She got some new
With
music
that
on-
Aretha movie, honey.
The what movie?
Aretha movie?
Oh, the Aretha
Aretha
movie?
Franklin.
Yeah.
Are they gonna push it back? Are they gonna push it back though?
I don't know if they're gonna push it back, but it was supposed to come out in the fall.
Okay,
But-
we still got some time.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
got
well,
some time.
hopefully they get stuff together. Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Then.
Just get ready for the storm. I feel like 2020 and beyond this whole decade, I think we about to take a huge footprint in the game and entertainment. We already are obviously there, but I feel like it's going to be a big boom, like how it was in Harlem in the 1920s. Like
The
it
Renaissance
started with the
era.
Black Panther movie. Like this whole 10 years to come, watch what I say.
You said it. She was dope as Effie, but Aretha. That might.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
classic.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Three girls.
Now we're gonna take you into the hip hop a little bit, Heather. You know, I know you up on your hip hop because you're on a hip hop label. So
I am.
Taz, explain it to her. Taz, explain to her what we're gonna do.
So we asked everybody their top 5 MCs of all time. The only thing like you hear when you come here, you get the usual suspects. We probably almost 200 episodes in, so you get the usual suspects. You get Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac, Jadakiss, Rakim, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, NWA. They're good for saying those. We also have Wu-Tang Clan as a group, Tribe as a group, Run DMC as a group, Outkast as a group, Mobb Deep, EPMD, Public Enemy, and Cool G Rap. They're up in the rafters. You can't name them. You know, we call them usual suspects.
Yeah, what we did is we got a concert crew hall of fame. So we have votes because we had people who was picking the same people. So we said these same people kept on getting chosen all the time. So we said we're gonna have a vote, and we voted some people in our hall of fame. We put them up in the rafters so you can't use them. Okay. So to make people's list a little more creative and who you gonna like. So we said these certain artists are in our concert crew hall of fame.
Huh? There's a couple more now. Ice Cube's one, right?
Ice Cube, DMX, we just voted in.
Slick Rick make it.
Slick Rick made it. Yeah. So we're gonna ask you your top 5, and then if you say somebody that's in our Hall of Fame, we'll tell you. MCs.
That's hard. How y'all gonna not let me?
I know, because we want to make you think, Heather. We ain't gonna try to make it easy for you. They can be dead. They can be dead or alive, just not in our concert.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5. There you go.
I'm gonna say Busta Rhymes.
Okay.
T.I.
Okay. That's a good start.
J.I.D.
Ooh, J.I.D. Okay. I like
Rhapsody.
it. Ooh.
Elite level rap, you know.
Right.
One more, right? One more. Oh man, you said I can't say Jadakiss?
Jadakiss in the Hall of Fame. Don't try. Can't sneak him in there. He's retired.
Now I gotta put Tip in there.
He's coming up soon. Yeah, he's probably on the next.
Let's see who I'm gonna go with. Ooh. I don't know, man.
Need some help?
It's hard.
We can throw some names out there who not in there.
I'm gonna go with the new school, Deontay Hitchcock.
Oh, okay. He dope. We seen him in a concert too in Philly. He dope.
Okay.
Yeah, he dope.
I'm also throwing my brother GQ from Jamla.
GQ is dope. Dope.
Man. I mean, lyrically, ain't nobody seeing my bro.
GQ is dope, and he went to and me and Taz are UNC fans, so he went to UNC. So he had me there too.
I'm a Carolina fan.
I know. We big Tar Heel fans right here.
All right,
we big. We here. We big Tar Heel.
Not only can my bro hoop, but he really is immaculate level.
Yeah,
rap.
he
You know what I'm saying? Myself, Rhapsody, and GQ was the first, some of the first artists that Knife signed. So he's really,
that's
really
dope.
good.
So you want to go with you want to replace you want to throw your brother in there? Which one you want to make that fifth spot? Because you kind of gave two right there.
I'm gonna put Q in there.
All right. I think GQ dope, man. Yeah, we met him. We met him at the Layla's Dream concert in Philly, and he was dope, man. He was real cool. Layla's Wisdom. I'm sorry, I said Layla. Yeah, Layla's Wisdom concert in Philly. So that was definitely dope. All right, one more music trivia question. You could pick any album. It ain't no limits to this. You got 5 albums. You on an island for the rest of your life. You only can take 5 albums with you, any genre. What 5 albums? What 5 albums you going
She already
with?
know it.
She said she's ready.
All right, Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder.
Ooh, that is a pick. A lot of people's pick. Good, classic.
My Life, Mary J. Blige.
My favorite Mary album.
Honey, Mariah Carey.
Wow. Okay.
Eve, Rhapsody.
Okay. One more.
Damn, can I pick 6?
Come on, you get an honorable mention. You say the fifth one.
Give her 6, dog. He always trying to bully the man.
Give her
Stop
6.
that.
All right. I'm going to say the Carter 3, Wayne.
Wow. Okay.
I give you 6 for that.
And then honorable mention, Anita Baker, Rapture.
Oh, you gotta put Anita Baker Rapture in there.
Over Wayne.
You gotta
Over
switch
Wayne.
that and Wayne.
I
Come
know,
on, man.
I know.
Come on, Heather.
Actually, I need 6 because I need all of those.
Yeah, she need a turn up. It's a real mellow album. Island.
You got Anita Baker and Little Wayne. That's
in my life. Like everything.
That was 6 foot.
I need 6.
6'7" was on Carter 3.
No, that was on the one after Carter after that.
So what was 6 Carter 3?
Carter 3 had
Carter 3 is
had the big song Lollipop.
yeah,
I'm thinking
Lollipop.
Carter 2. Never mind. All right. I got it.
He had a couple songs on there. Yeah, he had a bunch of songs. That was his
Oh,
big. That song.
from top to bottom. Come on, Comfortable.
Yeah, Comfortable. Comfortable was a great
Babyface.
Babyface
Yeah.
on there. Dope song. Dope song. Yeah.
Mrs. Officer.
Mr. Officer, he had the song with Jay-Z on there, Mr. Carter. He had joints on there.
Hello
for
Brooklyn.
Sure.
I mean, no, that's not Hello Brooklyn.
No, that's
Yeah,
Mr. Carter.
Yeah, Mr. Carter. Yeah.
Yeah, he had some joints on there.
Carter 2 guy.
Hold on. That had a
You're
Millie.
the
That had a
Carter
Millie on
guy?
there. That had a Millie on there too, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that had a Millie. Yeah, joints of that. That was dope.
Yeah, the Carter 2 as well. Let me get all the Carters.
Jay-Z and Beyonce Carter.
All 3 of them in there.
Yeah, let me get all 3.
All right, so Boutique Hotel, that's available on all digital platforms, y'all. So make sure y'all go check that out.
Absolutely.
It's dope. In her singles, EPs.
Yes, everything is available on all streaming platforms. You can purchase on iTunes as well. Boutique Hotel, got some shirts on the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You got that merch. You got that
Well,
merch.
grab me one.
That's dope. Yeah, we gotta get
Shirts
that.
on the way.
The
What size
quarantine.
y'all need? Let me know.
The quarantine ain't. I'm a large. The quarantine ain't stopped the shipping, so I need one of them.
Right.
I
Post office is open.
Post office is essential, so we can
So,
get that.
I got it for you.
I need one of them. I'm wearing that right on the
All right.
podcast. The support, absolutely.
Sounds good.
So what can we expect coming from you in the future?
What's to come? More music videos from the album.
Okay,
We will continue to do Wind Down Wednesdays every 2 weeks.
dope.
So we'll do that bi-weekly. So more videos, more Wind Down Wednesday, and working on new music as well. I think I'm gonna put together an EP for later this year, and then you guys should expect another album from me possibly next year. So we'll see.
All right, top of next year.
Looking forward to 2021. Top of next year would be dope.
Yeah, we're going to
Maybe a
promote
little
this the rest of 2020, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what?
We're going to promote the hell out of this rest of 2020, though.
Yes, we got to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm telling y'all, Boutique Hotel. If you ain't heard Boutique Hotel, you gotta go check it out.
It's definitely
dope
a vibe.
album. Dope album. Now,
Thank you so
how do you feel, Heather, about the current state of R&B and soul right now? How do you feel about it?
I think we're in a great place. You definitely got to dig and go get it, but it's out there. You know what I'm saying? I just look forward to the future for major labels to invest more money into artists who are in it for the long run and who are in it to not just be famous, and the artists who really love music. You know what I'm saying? So I just look forward to bigger bags behind artists who might not necessarily be huge right now, but they have the talent and they have the entertaining skills to do what they really need for them to do to have longevity. So
wow, that's dope.
I think we're in a great place. There's a lot of great artists out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great space. I just feel like, me personally, I feel like artists like you and the people that are really making the authentic R&B and soul music, they're not getting the platform that it used to be, like in the 90s and early 2000s. I feel like it was a bigger platform. I feel like now they're only putting emphasis on R&B that sounds almost just like rap. Almost, it's like really it's not a separation almost.
Well, it just comes from it's a lot of people in control of the masses who don't look like us.
The masters.
Right?
I agree with you 100%.
It's people who are in control of what the masses are hearing, who don't even know who Toni Braxton is. You know what I'm saying?
Terrible.
Like, so they might not even understand what soul is, or it's gonna be a few sprinkles of people in the big leagues of people with power and money who understand who, our legends are, Anita Baker is. But a lot of them don't. You know what I'm saying? So they're just gonna go based off what's trending, who has the most followers, and they don't really necessarily care about what things used to be or how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So it really is up to us to make a change. I don't necessarily have the answers to how that's going to happen, but it's not the 90s no more, and it is 2020. I feel like we can take a stance and make changes and not put value into certain things. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to collectively keep going and keep making good music and continue to do things like this, networking and pushing our music from within.
Absolutely.
And, one day, hopefully things will change. Maybe major labels will stop seeking talent based off the personality of somebody or what they put on Instagram, or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
At the end of the day, an OG just told me he was proud of me for having done my national tour. He was like, at the end of the day, you are not only an artist, you're an entertainer. So in order to have a career, you have to know how to play the game, and you have to know how to entertain. Right. This came from one of the road managers who was on the road with the Commodores in the 70s. And he's from Fayetteville.
Oh, absolutely.
And he was just like, listen, people come and go. I've seen it for 40 years, 50 years. And people truly come and go. It's just not like a saying. It's true. So in order for you to have longevity in your career, especially in entertainment and music industry, you have to humble yourself and know that if you can't put on a show, you're just not going to last. And the major labels that give you a bag, they'll chew you up and spit you out.
Right.
Because they just want to get out of you what you have already done for yourself. Use that, and then, you know what I'm saying, just get what they need, and then you're gone. So really, the value comes from within the Black culture. And just, just continuing to make good music, and remember why we're doing it is knowing that once we're gone, we want our kids and their kids to have something to continue to thrive off and be inspired by. So whether the majors want to get on board with us and continuing to have great music or not, we just got to continue to do what we do. So without us, it ain't no.
Very well said. Very well said right there. I agree with you 100% on that one. That's dope.
Absolutely.
And also another dope thing was that seeing you with Rhapsody when she was doing her press run for her album on different shows. I think it was a talk you were on, and just several other things with her, and she bringing you out and you on those big platforms. That was dope too, to see you in that light. That was dope. But just her to look out for you and bring you on in that moment, I thought that was dope.
It was. I'm honored. we family. That's my sister. So I appreciate her for always looking out for me. Whether y'all see it or not, Rhapsody is always looking out for me and those that she loves. And it's reciprocated energy. You know, we a family, we look out for each other. So whether that's on the real or, you know, she just need me on some regular shit, you know, we there for each other.
Right.
So,
that's love. That's love.
Yeah, it's all love. Y'all know how it is. So.
Right. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm speaking way down the line. When you know your career is done, if you could pin your own legacy, and they say the name Heather Victoria, what would you want your legacy to be?
I would want my legacy to be outstanding and knowing that I made an impact and an imprint on Black culture and that I represented Black music well and that I was a part of the ingredients to keep it going. I would like to be known as not only a singer-songwriter, entertainer, but also as an actress. I look forward to getting into that that branch of entertainment coming up in the next couple of years.
Okay.
I have a deep passion for film and theater and acting. So, you know, music and acting is what I want to be known for and representing Black culture well.
Yeah,
and making us look
don't
good.
box yourself in.
Let's get it.
Yeah, don't box yourself in. Do as many different things as possible. Now, I know you're a singer. Is this anything special that you do to take care of your voice? Because that's how you get your bread and butter. How do you go about taking care of your voice and making sure you sound as best as possible?
She said that more low.
Besides my dose of wine, you know, I just have tea. You know, I do warm ups, vocal exercises 2-3 times a week. That's about it. Just keep your vocal cords warm. Drink your tea. Use honey, and that's it. It's true. The more you use it, the better. Because if you don't use it, you lose it, and that's something that's true. Because I used to play the flute, and
Really?
I dance and play that. So.
Right. Oh man, the flute.
Speaking of the vocal cords, they are there. You think you give us a little acapella or something before we, wrap this thing up?
Sure. No
That
problem.
was easy. Damn.
That was. I thought it was gonna be harder.
That was easy.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready. We ready when you are.
Please, yeah, meet me in Japan. That's where it all began. I'll be waiting when you get here. Please meet me.
Beautiful.
Why these flights? I'm gonna book my goddamn flight to Japan. I'm on my way, man.
That was.
I'm out of here,
Why are
man.
they cheap now?
Yeah, they real cheap. That was beautiful. Heather Victoria, this is the social media era. So how can somebody follow you, everything you doing? If they want to connect with you, how can they do that? Send out them Instagrams and all Twitters and all that.
Absolutely. You can find me on Twitter, Jamla Heather V. That's JAMLA Heather V. And then on Instagram, you can find me at Heather 2_ Victoria. On Facebook at Heather Victoria. On Spotify, Apple Music, and all the streaming services at Heather Victoria. And that's about it for me, guys.
That's dope. Make sure Boutique Hotel is on all digital platforms. Make sure y'all go download that. Go stream that. Go support that. It's really dope. Very soulful. I guarantee you're gonna be pleased with the product. You really dope.
Absolutely.
Queen, you keep on doing your thing. You know, we thank you for joining us today, man. Everybody, man, we just thank you for coming on the Concert Crew podcast. We appreciate you. You did a great job. New music, we're going to hold you to it coming up the top of next year. We're going to be looking forward. Hopefully, everything opens back up and we can catch you again on tour, making your way up the East Coast. We missed you on the Rhapsody tour this time, but we're going to make sure we catch you the next time. So hopefully that's sooner than later. Anything else you want to say to the people?
Y'all just, keep in touch. I am completely approachable. I look forward to doing more touring once outside is open again. I look forward to doing some touring of my album Boutique Hotel with my band.
You got to.
It's nothing like a live show with live instrumentation.
Dope.
That's one of the reasons that we made the album the way that we did, is so that we can bring it to life with the live music. So I look forward to doing that and creating that experience for you guys. Please keep in touch on social media and enjoy the album. We got more music videos coming your way. And I'm so thankful for you guys for having me today and helping me to shed a little bit of love on my album and get to know some of you guys as followers as well. So thank you so much for having me.
I just
on
followed
behalf of myself and Jamla Records. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all. But Heather, once again, we thank you, and much more success to you and everything you're doing in the future. Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go check us out on all digital platforms. We here. We not going nowhere. We're also on YouTube. Make sure y'all go subscribe to our new YouTube channel as well. Heather, once again, we thank you, and stay safe, and blessings with everything you're doing in your career.
You gotta check out the new video for Japan. It's on YouTube right now.
Absolutely. Everybody, go check that out. Check that out. Concert Group Podcast. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.
Chip.